Every cut, every scrape, every burn, all of us have used a Band-Aid. But behind this tiny strip of gauze and glue is a story filled with accidents, desperation, and one man's determination to save his wife. The year was 1876. A young pharmacist named Robert Johnson sat in Philadelphia, listening to a British surgeon, Joseph Lister, talk about germs and infection. Back then, doctors were still using dirty sawdust and rags as bandages. Imagine that, open wounds covered in mill waste. Infection was everywhere, and death followed. Johnson left that lecture a changed man. He convinced his brothers to create something the world had never seen: sterile, packaged dressings. By the 1880s, their new company, Johnson & Johnson, was shipping clean, germ-resistant bandages to hospitals and battlefields. For the first time, sterility could be trusted. But the real revolution didn't come until 1920, with a young employee named Earl Dixon. His wife Josephine had a problem. She was constantly cutting and burning herself in the kitchen. The company's big, bulky dressings were useless for her tiny injuries. And every time she cooked, Earl found himself wrapping gauze and tape around her fingers, over and over again. One night, he had an idea. He cut a strip of adhesive tape, placed sterile cotton in the middle, and covered the sticky sides with crinoline fabric so it wouldn't fold over. Suddenly, his wife could treat her wounds herself, in seconds, while keeping them clean. When Earl showed his invention to the company president, James Johnson, it was an instant breakthrough. The world's first Band-Aid was born. But here's the twist. At first, no one wanted them. Sales were awful. Stores barely stocked them. So Johnson & Johnson tried a radical idea, giving them away for free. Boy Scout troops, butchers, families, millions of free Band-Aids spread across America. And slowly, word of mouth turned failure into a household miracle. By 1924, Band-Aids were being mass-produced. By 1928, they had air holes to speed healing. And today, over 100 billion Band-Aids have been used around the world, from kitchen burns to battlefield wounds, all because one man loved his wife enough to solve her little accidents. So next time you peel one open, ask yourself, what other world-changing inventions might be sitting unnoticed in someone's kitchen right now? You don't want to miss on future video like this. Subscribe, like, and comment. InfoLeak, the real sci-fact world.